Hello everybody, and welcome to Carriers at War, a game I totally didn't try to play earlier, but then fuck everything up. Let's just go ahead and start with a disclaimer. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I don't know how to run caps effectively. I don't even really know how to get bombs to the target properly yet. But we're going to go ahead and declare war, well, get war declared on us by Japan anyway. Because... Hashtag Spike Yellow, World War II. Whatever, anyway. We're going to go ahead and do the Wake Island what-if scenario, where we've got a few extra carriers and a San Francisco hybrid carrier. A, because that's cool, and B, because it's the evenest scenario I can find that doesn't make me look like I'm just gonna be a total... I don't know. Let's go for it. Pray I don't lose all my carriers. Right. So we need to get these guys to Wake Island. Need you to cover the command task group. Need you to move here. This is just south of Midway, for those of you history junkies who want to know where it is. And yeah, I'll have you guys move north there. This would be the Lexington. So where's the San Francisco-y one? Right here. The San Francisco carrier thing. With 8-inch cannons. And what are those? Oh, okay, well. Dive bombers, apparently. Set this to run till 5 o'clock. Apparently this is a competent striking force, but I mean it's got cruisers and stuff. It'll be an interesting hybrid fleet. The bare minimum. San Francisco. Oh, the San Francisco, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, here's the San Francisco. Alright. San Francisco will have cover the Saratoga and the Enterprise. Let's look at who's here. Saratoga Enterprise. Who's here then? This would be Lexington. Alright. Lexington will get some cap up. We'll get about 10 cap fighters up. You guys, 13 should suffice. And now you guys can do cap, so we'll just kind of hope that San Francisco can do something eventually. And we'll run till 5. It's 5 o'clock now. Let's go about with our strategy of arming all the aircraft so we can get off a good alpha strike. San Francisco will have to have her aircraft armed because... Oh, hell no. No, we're not doing searching with the San Francisco. No, you're keeping all your people on board for a smash-out fight. Yeah, no, that's much better. We'll run for an hour to get the daylight. See what Midway is up to. What about Wake Island? You should have fighters on cap. 6. Keep half your fighters on cap. Jeez, I mean, there's not much else we can do for Midway. That's still really bloody loud. There's nothing we can really do about that, though. Because... Oops, shit. We can't really help Wake Island out at all. I mean, we're just not in range. You guys can go at 12 knots. You can go at 12 as well. Whatever. You go at 12 also. More Wake Island bombing. I thought I turned that down. Jeez, that's still pretty loud. Yeah, we don't really have much available for run it till dusk. No, we'll run it till 5. So not much happened the first day, which, to be sad, is kind of an improvement. So leave the Saratoga over here while we take the San Francisco. Go escort test group 1.4. I forgot to arm everyone, so I'll get to that. Please don't be costly. You have to kindly ask your mistakes to not kill you. And it's sure as hell raining over there. Actually, see if I can't keep her hidden inside this squall for a while. If I can't get into that squall. More hell on Wake Island. Ooh, and a carrier group. What do you have ready to go right now? Large strike force. Right. First sighting, Alpha. Got no indication that's correct sighting. But time will kill the patient, man. Let's see if we can't kill Alpha before it kills us. Those guys available for that. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to up my cap allocation. Actually, I'll just launch that. Down here in the south. We can hit Able. We'll hit him with 16 dive bombers. Your guys' strike. It's cohesive, right? Yep. Okay, good. Run it for 5 minutes. Strikes out on the way. We have a group spotting task group 1.4. I want you to escort 14.2. There we go, we found them. It's the Hiryu and the Soryu. Their cap forces are already up though. There's zeros in the sky and they're hitting our planes hard. Hit those carriers, boys. Only hope we have a winning this. Couldn't make a single attack run. But here comes the big bulk of the forces. Oh boy, we're gonna lose a lot of people. Ah, but we finally get a bomb hit. Anyone. Need to hit one of these carriers. Come on, boys, drop your bombs! Bombers come in. Drop it on the Sawyer, we lose 2. They keep getting too damaged to drop their bombs. Someone hit one of those carriers. We need to put them out of action. We lost so many airplanes. Hit the damn carriers. Lost 14 aircraft. You're striking, Able. Spot some planes on the deck of the Hiryu. If we can just get some bombs on that stupid thing. Come on, boys! Yes! Oh, I could kiss you right now if you weren't a pixelated pilot. Oh, Lord, the Hiryu have been hit by 2 lucky bombs. 2 valiant, dauntless dive bombers, undaunted by the flak and flames and dead people around them, managed to hit the Hiryu, putting her flight deck in a bad shape. 3 more come in. One more walks out, limps out. Only one man makes it back unscathed from that run. Only 2 men make it back from the run on the tone. Jeez. Lose 20 to their cap, 19 damage to their cap, and only 1 damage to their AA. But there is more. You've awakened the beast, Japan. They come in again, rolling in the Hiryu. 1 man makes a successful run. They roll in the Soryu. No releases on many of them. Drop those bombs. They continue to try and drop on the Hiryu. He makes it out somehow. And literally every plane that attacks dies. Another Devastator makes an attack on the Hiryu. Misses. The good news is, if we hit the Hiryu this bad, her flight deck might be inoperable. If her flight deck is inoperable, then, well, we could very well be able to. Her cap fighters might have to not. There might not be enough room for the cap fighters to land. We might get lucky and hit her in one of the gaps. We lose 4 aircraft making that run. All of them to cap. That's combat air patrol for those of you who don't know. Zeros are ripping those guys to pieces. Stupid Devastators. Even when they got a perfect run. No cap showed up at all. Can't get the job done. I'll be surprised if a Devastator hits a single target. Lost 31 planes to the Japanese Zeros. Yeah, I'm guessing that's that. Alright, so we need a bit more fighter escort. I'm gonna try and take the Lexington. Keep them hidden sort of in that squall. Now that we know that that is what we thought it was, we're sure as hell gonna launch unable. We'll launch our torpedo and dive bombers as well. Oh, well, able. No one can make it. These are buffaloes, no wonder. These things are horrible planes. We have a search plane above us. They know where we are. It's time to head south for the winter. We'll speed up to 20 knots. Oh shit. That did not take long. Luckily there are no aircraft on our deck. In fact, I think we spotted the strike that was coming at us, and the strike's flown out with our planes. Cap manages to knock one plane down. They roll in on the Astoria, and they nail her to the ocean with 4 giant bomb blasts on the Astoria. Oh. Hell, they beat our fighters home. They roll in on the Minneapolis again, but the Kate that's attacking us gets knocked out of the sky. Task Group 141. Yeah, no, we figured. Task Group 11. Gonna up your quit at 12 fighters. I need you up here now. I wonder if the San Francisco is still in range of... Are you guys outbound? Outbound. Jesus, what have I done? They come in and roll in on the Northampton. One hit. 5 dive bombers come in, rolling on the Salt Lake City. 2 manage to drop their bombs, but they're near misses. 1 is heavily damaged. 1 knocked down by Cap, and 1 is hit by our valiant flak forces. God, I don't know how they're keeping themselves alive. They keep rolling on Salt Lake City. This time a large contingent of Cape torpedo bombers out. They take a big hit on board Salt Lake City, and they're coming on the Saratoga. Oh, God, that was close. We are so insanely lucky that our aircraft got off the deck and were striking their carriers while these guys were outbound. And here come our fighter planes rolling in on the Soryu. Managed to nick the Soryu. It looks like most of our Cap fighters have landed from our earlier attacks. Here are the boys from the San Francisco, not encountering any resistance at all. Oh, Jesus, we managed to hit the luckiest spot. This is the sweet spot when the guards are resting. Sink the Hiryu, boys. Alright, maybe the guards aren't resting as much, but they're definitely not as effective as before. If only my dive bombers were more effective. 142. That means they found them. Okay, I want Task Force 142 to head south into the squall. It turns for 17 knots. You as well. Escort that task group. Well, I guess they found him, so there's no use chugging along. Still, what did they hit? Did they hit anything badly? The Astoria can only travel at 15 knots. The Astoria is slowing down the whole fleet. I don't want to scuttle her, though. Damn it, Astoria. Dusk is in 4 hours. Can we get enough planes armed to hit them again right before dusk? Maybe. Task Groups 111 will move towards Lake Island at haste. Just move that way. At 15 knots. Or search planes. Search planes are bad. I want you to be traveling at 20 knots. 25 knots. We'll run for an hour and see what happens. Are your planes armed? Armed. I want another strike now. On... Damn, I know they're still in range. Where were you before? Give me Baker. Give me the history for Abel. Abel's right there. I want to move in here. Possibly take cover in the squall. You go at 10 knots. Here. You escort these people. 25 knots. So we basically know they're right there now. Need you to travel at 7 high speed there. Do not go at that speed. Go instead at a speed of 20 knots to right there. And it will be dark soon, so everyone can stand down. Good. Of course, Wake Island is under air attack, because you can't get through one more day without being constantly bombarded by airplanes. Could you, Wake? Hmm. So I want Task Group 14.2 to move down south towards Task Group 11, so that Task Group 14.1 can cover it from the aircraft carriers up here, which we might be able to sink. Or not until 5 in the morning. Break. Nope. Shit. That's the only problem I have with this game, is it's damn hard to click any buttons. Right. That puts us behind schedule by a lot. I haven't seen these search plane alarms so far, and I think we might have been able to slip these guys by them. Although I am worried about the Japanese raids coming up from that way spotting me, so I'll keep these guys sort of hovering off this way. I'll down these to about 8 aircraft. Yeah, and I'll keep it there. That might be very well where their aircraft carriers went. Yeah, I'll just order a strike on Able. Since getting all my torpedo bombers shot down. Oh hell, there is sense in it. Launch. In the meantime, I'm going to keep you guys station. You guys plan for a strike on Able. Launch. Figures. Turns for the south. Turn for 20 knots. Did we fix the Astoria? We did fix the Astoria! These guys are down to 32 knots. Well, I can't repair anymore. But the Astoria can apparently be repaired. What does this mean? No further repair is possible. Okay, so the Astoria can get fixed up a bit. We can move a bit faster. We get a maximum speed of 24 knots. So the Astoria was worth saving. Because we didn't take any more air raids later on. And I believe we can get you guys to launch on Able, which I have good reason to believe is still, you know, them. Oh wait, I want you guys. If we can knock the Japanese carriers out this early in the war, it'll provide a major boost of morale to the American people. Provided we can get our planes off the deck first. Let's check this carrier, see how bloody this is going to be. I think everyone's off. But there's only 4 fighters in the air. Well, it's all up to the AA gunners now. Oh shit, though. We've got one hell of a strike incoming, mate. New capital group spotted. Down to the south. It's worrying, but not that worrying. There's a few planes coming on the deck of the Enterprise. Oh, and 2 bombs managed to make their way into her, setting her deck alight. The San Francisco, also with planes cut on deck, but only 1 bomb makes it into her. Nerve-wracking experience. More planes cut on deck on board Saratoga, and 3 bombs rip into her, putting her flight deck temporarily out of action unless her crews can keep it under control. Another dive bomber plants a bomb straight on top of the San Francisco, but the San Francisco's a tough little bitch and keeps on sailing. Astoria once again under attack by Japanese torpedo bombers. So once again being saved by the grace of the god. Damn! You ripped that wave to pieces. Salt Lake City faces 5 Japanese torpedo bombers swooping in, launching all the torpedoes. 2 of them take it, and Salt Lake City is probably going to have to be detached or scuttled. Salt Lake City has a... The Enterprise has 1 flight deck left. Saratoga has completely ablaze. I need to get that blaze under control now. Once we're no longer under air attack, we'll need to probably scuttle the Salt Lake City. Detach it. Detach it. Probably. More planes swooping in on the Enterprise. All misses. Dive bomber tries to strike a Chester. Some Kates swoop in on the Enterprise, launch their torpedoes, add the Enterprise. Her flight deck is ablaze and she's listing heavily. She needs to be brought under control rapidly. Oh shit, I didn't mean to skip that. The Enterprise. Her flight deck is permanently out of condition. The Saratoga is engulfed in flames and needs to be brought back under control now. Otherwise we will lose the bulk of our carrier striking force. The Enterprise has another dive bomber coming in. That did not help. Dick. Saratoga almost completely engulfed in flames. I don't think she's going to make it. Neither do I think the Salt Lake City is going to make it. The Enterprise is done. I'm going to flee the Enterprise. Saratoga can't make it. Salt Lake City has been badly damaged. She's not making it fast enough. We're going to scuttle her. God be with you, Enterprise. Sure hope your flames find the enemy. Got another air raid warning on Wake Island. We find the story you killed sons of bitches and that to your carrier. These are the planes from the Enterprise. They got nowhere left to go, but they can sure as hell bring the Japanese down with them. And they land 2 crucial hits on the Hiryu. Torpedo bombers swoop in. Already taken several hits, but 2 successful launches, 2 unsuccessful torpedo runs. They come in on the Chikuama. I don't even know how you pronounce these things. The Hiryu's taking 2 hits. Come on, boys, you gotta sink those ships. And apparently bombing the Urikaze seemed like an important deal for these guys. Still didn't hit them, though. 2 more wings swoop in on the Hiryu. One manages to plant his bomb on her. 2, 3 gents swoop in on the Soryu. Oh, misses. Hiryu engulfed in flames by now. I believe that would be the Hiryu sunk. The Chikuama trying to sail. Hiryu engulfed in fire. No way she's still sailing. Not for that many hits. Yeah, we sank the Hiryu. 2 torpedo runs on the Soryu. No joy. 3 dive bombers try and strike the Tanakaze. Do some decent damage. Estimated a little bit of fire. And the Enterprise sank. And so did the Saratoga. We scuttled Salt Lake City. So now all we've got is these guys. We'll send them up to try and engage Able. And the Lexington has just become probably the most important carrier in the entire war. New Dauntlesses will strike the Chikuama, nail her to the wall. Chikuma. Just blow her up a lot. I mean, that's a lot of fire now. The ship is almost destroyed. The combat air patrols that were up, coming off the Hiryu, I suspect, they're all down now. Yeah, because everything left is flak, flak, and more flak. The onslaught continues for our aircraft as they try and pick the right target, the Soryu. Hit the Soryu. One of our bombers manages to nick the Soryu and sets her ablaze. Soryu, with the fire spreading, continues to be on fire a lot. Takes 2 more bomb hits. 2 more bomb hits, no damage. Devastators swoop in. 1 shot down by a Zero who just kind of hanging around, I guess. Soryu still managing to keep herself afloat somehow. She's taken 5 hits. I want you guys to proceed at a speed of 20 knots. Make it 23. More dive bombers inbound on the Soryu. More bombs on the Soryu. Tanakaze is next in range for the dive bomber. These aren't even torpedo bombers at this point in time. Move these guys on with their primary mission to supply Wake Island. Just kind of hope they make it. Try and keep most of their fighters up. I don't think we'll have too big of a problem with the Japanese carriers from now on. Seeing as how I think we've sunk 2. Not really sure what you're intending to do now. I guess the Preston will escort the sunken hull of the Enterprise back. Try and get our guys back up. More search planes overhead. It's making me nervous that they know where I am. Shit. Shit. Go over here. You guys, come down here. Your entire strike force. Oh, okay. Able is now them. Weird. Yes, cancel all outgoing missions. We're now striking Able. Arm everyone. God, we're having a midway moment. And they sank the San Francisco? How? It only took one hit. Escort these guys? Jeez, I mean, come on. I know our damage control teams are a little better than this. I know they're not miracle workers. I didn't ask them for miracles. Not fueled, not armed. Alright, who's armed? Who I can send out to strike those guys. Right. I feel like I've had this going for a long time, so I'll just go ahead and cut the episode here and start it up immediately after.